Hey, good afternoon, Southbridge. Dave Adams here with Chief Woodson. We wanted to discuss with the Town of Southbridge a little bit about what we're doing here within the town about the COVID-19 virus that the world is dealing with, and we want to specifically talk about Southbridge itself. So I'll just start off real quick. March 20th, last Friday, the Town Council voted 8-1 to declare a local emergency. By declaring a local emergency allowed us to receive certain types of resources, request resources from state and federal levels. And then we're starting to see that now as we've been moving forward. We'll let Chief talk a little bit about the Emergency Operations Center, and then we'll go from there. Thank you, Chief.
All right, thank you, Councilor Adams. So I'm Shane Woodson, I'm the police chief in Southbridge, and just to kind of go over a little bit of what's been going on the last few weeks. So on Friday, like Councilor Adams had stated, we declared a state of emergency in our community, and upon that happening, we went into what's called a unified command structure, and we're now operating out of an emergency operations center, which we call an EOC. This EOC, for the community's purposes, it's a single point of decision making where all of our comprehensive strategies are being developed and deployed community-wide. Over the weekend, we had our first meeting on Sunday, March 22nd. We held that at the EOC, daily briefings since then. Included in that, just so the community knows, we've had town officials, Board of Health officials, school officials, numerous elected officials, numerous command staff from my department, from the fire department. We've had hospital staff here, the president, the chief information officer. All these people have been attending almost every one of our meetings. The fire chief, so the community knows, is the emergency management director for the community. Him and I have been working together on this pretty much around the clock since we established it on Sunday with all of our other officials. It's important too for the community to know some of our elected officials have some training and experience in these type of things. Councilor Adams was a high-ranking Marine prior to his arrival here in our community. He's worked in command posts throughout the world, so we tapped into that resource. Our town council chairman, Jack Jovin's also a retired police chief. So it's important to know that not only do you have your police and fire officials working for you, you also have elected officials who have stepped up, and they've been here every single day with us. As far as public safety in our community, the public needs to know numerous changes have been made at the police and fire department in an effort to reduce the spread of COVID-19. And I'd like to just talk at least a little bit about some of the changes that we've made here in my department. We continue to operate fully staffed. All emergency calls are going to be answered without delay. If you've got an emergency, call 911. We will absolutely respond. The important thing is, if it's not an emergency, call our business line, 508-764-5420. We have dispatchers that will answer the phone. Some of this is going to be new for people calling us. We now ask some pre-screening questions. They are certainly not designed to be invasive in any way, shape, or form. But before we send police officers to any calls, some of the questions will be, have you left the country in the last week? Have you had a fever? Have you had a sore throat? Have you had any other symptoms of COVID-19? Things such as that. We're only asking that now because we need to decide whether or not we're going to meet you at the door or if we're going to have you come outside. And again, it's not a traditional method for policing, needless to say, but it's a very uncertain time right now, and we just want to keep everybody safe. So if you're asked those questions, please don't take offense to them. Just answer them honestly. We will absolutely respond. But again, you might be asked, okay, can you come outside? Can you meet the cruiser on the street? Can we handle it over the phone? Things such as that are really not traditional, but that's where we are today. Our services, we're also determining now if we need an immediate response. In many cases, we're trying to do calls for service over the telephone. Again, not traditional, but rather than come into the lobby and possibly spread the virus, rather have our cops go into your apartment and transmitting the virus from us to you or you to us. We're trying to handle everything that's not immediate over the telephone. If you had a theft from a week ago, a couple weeks ago, a couple hours ago, a break and entering, a motor vehicle break, things like that, a lot of those things can be handled over the telephone, at least for the time being. But if you need our help, we'll be there. You have my assurance on that. If it's an emergency, call 911 and we will respond. As far as I've gotten numerous phone calls and text messages and Facebook posts asking about licenses to carry, everything's been suspended. We will not be doing any new applications, I apologize. So if you want an LTC, we will get to you, but we have to wait until we can at least get a little bit ahead of what's going on with COVID-19. Renewals, If you have a renewal, don't call us and if you don't renew for 60 days or 90 days. Call us if your renewal's up within the next few weeks. Don't just show up in our lobby. In the past, we've done that. We've allowed people to come in who have a license to carry expiring. They've showed up, we've processed them right on the scene. Call us, please, schedule an appointment. Call 508-764-5420. Ask to speak to Officer Dean Bruno. He works Monday through Friday, usually 7A to 3P. He will make an appointment with you. We just don't want you coming down here if you don't have to. On a side note, the state of Massachusetts has also extended driver's licenses. If your license is expiring, I believe you have until July to renew your license. So, or it's 30 days, I apologize. So you get 1 month extension for now, that may be extended later. Same thing for inspection stickers. So don't worry if your inspection stickers expired. Our police officers are not going to be stopping you and issuing you citations. It's strange times that we're all operating in right now, and we understand that. Any requests for police reports, usually we get them out right away. Please make those requests Monday through Friday between the hours of 7 and 3. Fingerprint cards, car seat inspections, things like that, those are all temporarily suspended. It's unfortunate that Councilor Adams and I have to sit here today and explain all these precautions that we're taking. You know, we take great pride, especially myself, in being a police officer in this community. Many of us, including me, were born in this community. This is not easy to kind of step back in our services. Most of our cops that work here were born in this community, lived here, born here, raised here. Some of us left, some of us came back. But it's a unique situation right now. But I want the community to know that we're here for you. Absolutely paramount is your safety. It's our safety. We want to flatten the curve, as I've heard a lot of over the last couple of weeks. And that's what all these efforts are spearheaded towards, flattening that curve.
Thanks, Chief. Appreciate it. I just want to talk a little bit right now about the town itself within the employees of the town. Right now, the public buildings are closed to the public, and now remain so until further notice. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't have town employees working. The town employees are still working. In some senses, some are working remotely and some are working within the building itself. If you have questions for the town clerk or the Board of Health or the assessor's office, contact them. Go via the website, and all that information is provided for you there. I do want to state that Governor Baker did issue an emergency order yesterday at noon today, just essential services. We have posted that on the town's website. Town's website, what we did was we consolidated a lot of the COVID information that you were receiving from different resources. So what we did was, if you haven't seen it, we posted our first one yesterday. Ask for forgiveness because we are trying here. It's a little new to the game when it comes to posting things on the website like this. But if you go to the red banner on the homepage of the town website, you'll see this. All right, it'll be both in English and in Spanish. Right now it's 3 pages. It's probably going to grow to 4 or more, depending on the situation at hand. It gives you some basic information from the town cases itself, those quarantined and those confirmed right now. Town account. I don't know if Chief mentioned this. Cases. Right now we have 3 confirmed and 3 quarantined. Everything is going well, best we can. It has points of contact, which will be Chief Norman and Chief Woodson as being the incident commanders for this EOC. Town hall information. Off the left-hand side, you'll start seeing little tabs there where you can just click on it. It'll scroll right to the page itself. It talks about the March 20th decision by the Southbridge Town Council to declare a state of emergency, local state of emergency. Talks about the latest news, so you'll see in there, it's right today you'll see March 24th, 2020. It also gives town hall information. Town hall information goes from DPW to economic to recreation, and it also talks about school updates as well. Another thing I wanted to talk about real quick was the let's see here, Meals on Wheels. Meals on Wheels is still going strong. I will be posting that tomorrow on our public information page as well. But I just talked to the director here within our town. It is still going. The routes are still open, and I will give a point of contact for those that may need it as well. Okay. Yeah. And meal sites. So the schools right now has multiple meal sites. One place at Brookside Terrace. Eastford Road School, Charlton Street School, West Street School as well, open from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and that's for residents that 18 and under. Also, one thing the schools is providing while they're there is enrichment activities for the youth. So please take advantage of that as well. Again, public buildings are closed to the public, but by all means, make a phone call, and then they're there on the normal hours as of right now. Didn't know if there's anything else that you
If
wanted
I could
to
just
talk about.
touch on the school meal program, it's very important to this community. I personally visited every single site with Dr. Villar, the receiver superintendent for our district. That is going to be up and running. We are not shutting that. And like Councilor Adams had already said, between 11 and 1, we closed one site on Cole Ave because there wasn't a lot of interest, weren't a lot of visitors, but they're now serving about 500 meals a day, and that's growing every day. Some of our children in this community would not eat without that school meal program, so it's a drive-through. We try to keep our 6 feet of distance from everybody. We hand off, what they're doing is they're handing off a lunch, and they're also giving children breakfast for the next day. So get up there, get out there, spread the word. The meals program is open, and again, not to be to repeat Councilor Adams, but West Street, Eastwood Road, Charlton Street, Brookside Terrace, all locations that are open for business. Did I say Eastwood Road also? So you've got plenty of opportunities to eat. There's no excuse for children to go hungry, and we're going to make sure that no matter what happens with COVID-19, that program continues. That and also Meals on Wheels. Absolutely urgent, necessary programs that will be done.
I do want to note that Cole Ave, as of today, is no longer serving, so that's also going to be on our public information page on the town website. They had a lack of interest at that point in time to serve, or not to serve, but to receive. So that is closed as of today, I believe. We'll continue to provide information to the town the best we can in the quickest way we can, but again, the official information is going to come from this EOC and then the town's website, and then from there, please share within your social media pages and wherever else you need to do. I ask that one thing, there's a lot of us that have been in this room last few days and within our community have reached out to me personally that have maybe not gone through something like this as far as the virus is concerned, but similar circumstances of the unknowing and the unknowing portion of it, which scares a lot of people. I ask that you do your best to provide education to your families, to your local community leaders, to your local community neighborhoods the best we can. I will say this, and I thank Southbridge tremendously because I've received a lot of requests for people volunteering, and we will provide that down the road. But there's only so much we can do at this point in time at the level that EOC is at right now. So I want to thank everybody for understanding the best they can. If you have any information or any questions or whatsoever, please reach out to the chiefs. You can always talk to your town councilors as well. That's what we signed up for as well, is to be part of the leadership within this community, and also your local neighborhood leaders. So I want to thank you for your time today.
Yeah, and if I could just add too, as far as getting your information, don't just Google information. If you need something, local information, please get it from the people that are actually the boots on the ground, that are in this community. We've lived here, we work here, we care about this community. Go to the Southbridge website. All we have, every single day, we have a daily briefing. Every night by 5 o'clock or so, we have updates. If you are concerned that you have questions regarding our community, go to the Town of Southbridge website. It's a streamlined website. I know Councilor Adams already touched on it. It's just as simple as put your mouse on the cursor and click on the link. That'll get you up-to-date, accurate information every single day. I just don't go to other websites. Don't believe rumors. It causes panic. Go to that website and everything up-to-date. Again, 5 o'clock every single day will be updated. That's the best place to get all your information from.
So we want to thank everybody for tuning in, and we'll try to do our best to make this more on a regular basis, and as information comes in. I do want to mention that there is a lot of information that is coming in here, and a lot of questions that are coming, but the whole point behind an EOC is to set up a command structure to properly go through all the information and provide accurate information. So please bear with us while we get that information, because it could be from the feds that we have to ask, or the state level. So it's not always that easy just to give you a quick response on it, but we appreciate your time.
And we are at the minimal level communicating daily with state via conference call, federal government weekly. So we're in the loop. Southbridge is in the loop. No one's going to forget about us. And also you can go to the public access channel, which I believe this will be up tonight, within a couple hours. So stay tuned. We look forward to getting through this together.
All right, that's it. Thank you.